Hello everybody, welcome back. I hope you guys are all doing very well and thank you guys for joining me in today's video. Today guys, we're going to be talking about Code Veronica. There was a behind the scenes event for YouTubers, journalists, and they were able to see early gameplay of Code Veronica. Apparently we are set to get their first impressions and thoughts this upcoming Wednesday. Apparently there is an embargo currently, and I don't really understand this embargo system. You can't really talk about your honest thoughts and reactions. I'm not a marketing person and I have no knowledge of how to market, so I don't really know how this works. I'm looking at it from the perspective of a fan. I don't know anything that's going on behind closed doors. I don't have any specific details or anything crazy to throw out there. There was a behind the scene event last year for Resident Evil Requiem, and one of the YouTubers who attended was the Sphere Hunter. Now Susie was one of the first people that was able to see early gameplay of Resident Evil Requiem, and this was the hospital scene. Now she posted her first thoughts and opinions within I think a week after that trailer came out, and I think this was at Summer Games Fest as well. Don't quote me on that, but I think it was at Summer Games Fest as well last year. Now I think the same thing is happening currently, and that has a lot to do with the fact that Summer Games Fest just happened a few days ago, and obviously Resident Evil Veronica was shown to the public. Now what we got was the trailer, but what I imagine is journalists and YouTubers were able to see, behind the scenes footage and obviously some exclusive gameplay, things that we don't know yet. We'll probably get to see this footage along the way. Later down the line. I don't imagine Capcom is ready to just really release anything currently. I also want to throw in the fact that Gamescom is about a week away. Now, we don't know what Capcom's marketing plans are, but it just seems likely that we'll hear more Resident Evil Veronica news in about the next 2-3 days now, or around that time, because that's when Gamescom is happening. Now, in terms of Code Veronica, just what we've seen or what we've heard so far are the broader details, right? We haven't really scratched the surface. Obviously these YouTubers and media outlets have seen some footage, and this embargo is set to be lifted on Wednesday, apparently. I'm not gonna say anything more because I don't want to give you guys any false expectations or some false information. And one of those YouTubers I mentioned in this video is the Sphere Hunter, Susie. She was actually at Summer Games Fest this year next to one of the producers or directors, I can't really remember, but it'll be on screen, and he had the shirt Veronica on it. So I mean, I imagine that she was able to see some sort of gameplay, some sort of footage, an extended trailer, just something. But apparently Gamescom is going to be happening in a week, and I do imagine that Capcom is going to be there at this event, possibly, or maybe we'll get some more footage. Maybe we'll get the trailer gameplay, whatever, the same thing they saw. I do imagine we'll get that eventually. I don't think it's coming right now. But yeah, guys, that's all I really wanted to talk about today. One more thing, I think this is kind of worth mentioning. There is a Nintendo Direct. As much as I don't think Resident Evil Veronica will show up this early, any gameplay, I don't think there will be anything shown at this Nintendo Direct. I thought it was worth mentioning because I think Resident Evil Requiem was shown at a Nintendo Direct, but that was eventually later, and this was around the same time that the Switch 2 was announced and it was out. And obviously Resident Evil Requiem did come to the Switch 2, and Code Veronica is set to be launching on the Switch 2. And I just want to praise Capcom because it takes a lot for a developer to port over a game the size of Requiem. And that's gonna have to wrap up this video, guys. After everything I said, what excites you the most? What information is lingering in your head and making you constantly think about this game? For me, I'm just happy we're getting Claire back. It's been 6 years since I think 7 years since Resident Evil 2 Remake has been out, and it's just a bizarre choice that they went for Resident Evil 4 Remake first instead of Code Veronica. And I know some people think that that's a spin-off game, but according to in the eyes of Capcom, I guess it's not a spin-off because it's technically a mainline game, because I mean, it features Chris, it features Wesker, it features a pretty prominent storyline from the original game. You can't really say that it's a spin-off because it's a mainline game. But that's gonna have to wrap up today's video, guys. I hope you guys definitely did enjoy, and I will catch you guys in the next video.